right. Hey, thanks for waiting. Can you hear me? Can you hear me in the back? Yes, awesome, thank you. All right, so let's see. So let's use these 20 minutes super quick that are very solid 20 minutes. So my name is Jairo Cadena, PM on the identity team at Microsoft. And with me is Jitesh, my good friend here. With him, we have been working on cloud authentication stage rollout. Who has heard about that feature? We have just announced it last week. Okay, so very few of you. So let me start by just having a refresher of the different authentication methods. Who are familiar with the authentication methods in Azure AD? Okay, maybe half of you. Okay, all right. So let's take a look. So let's say we have Azure AD here, and the typical organization has a perimeter, and we have AD on-prem. And when we call about federation, that means that that could be on-premises, could be in the cloud, but that means that typically you will have a farm of servers inside the network. You will have a farm of servers in the DMC, right, that they are connected and trusted. And then when a user that is outside of the network, or even inside, and you are trying to go to, let's say, Office 365 or any SaaS application, what happens is that it will go to Office. It will tell you, hey, you need a token. Go to Azure AD. And Azure AD knows that it's federated. So it will tell you, hey, you need to go to this endpoint and get me a token. So this endpoint will transfer this to the form inside, in which at that point it will return 200 OK with a signing page, where the user is going to what? To type the username, type the password, and then this federation system will have that password, will send it to AD on-prem, will authenticate the user, and then will return an assertion, typically a SAML assertion, that will go up to Azure AD again. Azure AD will return the token, and the user will send the token to Office. And that's how federation authentication works. Who knew that that was the way federation works? Awesome. All right, you guys rock. So now, what can you see here is that you have a farm on premises, you have a farm in the DMC that requires maintenance, that requires patching, that requires load balancing, right? And that is translated into costs in the end. Now, you could say, okay, I don't have a federation system on premises. I have a federation system in the cloud, but also that would bring some additional costs, subscription costs, and things of the like. So where we want to go is, and what many of you have expressed is actually a way for getting away from that complex system of authentication to the one that just goes into the cloud and actually will authenticate directly the user. So let me tell you how that works, and this is where there are two methods. AD on premises and Azure AD are connected by a component, which is called Azure AD Connect, right? Now, what happens when you enable cloud authentication is that users in AD on-prem will go to Azure AD, and the password hash, which is a hash of the actual clear text password that is stored in the Active Directory database, will be sent to the cloud in a hashed way. So it's a hash of the hash, and we will store it in Azure AD in an encrypted way, in a very secure way, that only the authentication service will have access to. So what happens is that now this user that is on-prem will come to the cloud with its own hash of the password. Let's call it PWD. So when Office tells that user, you go to Azure AD and get me a token, that user will come to Azure AD, but now Azure AD is the one who is going to render that signing page. The authentication service will get that token, clear text. It will do the computation of the hash, will compare the hash with the hash that it has stored encrypted, in which only the authentication service has the keys to the kingdom, if you will, and then it will return the token. Now, what you have seen in this simplified authentication method is that you are not also depending on additional authentication service potential infrastructure that may fail. So that's another benefit of doing that. Now, some of you prefer a different way. By the way, this way is the most optimal way. You will be able to do great, actually benefit from great features, even security features, like identity protection, where we are going to be able to make sure that the password is not one of those well-known passwords, and basically it will be more secure. Now, there's another way in which instead of having the password hash from on-prem coming to the cloud, you have the ability to deploy a connector on premises. And what happens is that this flow remains the same. There's a rendered UI for the signing page in Azure AD, but instead of comparing and doing the processing of the hash in the cloud, what it happens is that we have a service here that will send that password to on-prem, to a connector that will have access to Active Directory on premises, will authenticate that user, will signal that the user has been or has not been authenticated to Azure AD, and based on that signal, Azure AD will return that token to the client, so now it has access to the application. Who was familiar with that flow? Okay, I see a lot of hands, but maybe less than password hashing and federation. All right. So again, this is considered a cloud authentication method, although you have some components on-prem like these agents that you will be able to easily load balance the traffic by adding more or less of these agents. You do not have any presence in the DMC. You don't need to deal with firewall rules or policies coming into your internal network. So what we have announced last week is what we call Cloud Authentication Stage Rollout. And what that is basically a capability that you have to move from federated authentication to cloud authentication. And of course, the benefits of doing that is all the benefits of cost savings and reliability, because you are not depending on additional infrastructure being up and running. And of course, you will gain from the cadence of the cloud. Any fix will come right there. Any additional features, anything that we add, let's say in identity protection, in conditional access that has to do with these passwords, complexities and things like that, then that you will be able to benefit right away instead of waiting for, let's say, an ADFS patch or a ping federate patch or whatever it is that you have, which is a different cadence. So now, if you're ready to migrate today, of course you can do that. But let's say even before we release the cloud stage rollout migration, you could have done that, move from federation to any of these states. But the way that you needed to do that is basically have a full cutover from federation to cloud auth. That means that when you felt that everything was ready, you flip the switch and pray that everything was right? So the way you did that was by either going to Azure AD Connect or going to and execute some PowerShell commandlet and say, hey, tenant, Azure AD, my contoso.com domain is no longer federated, is now cloud authentication with PHS. Flip the switch, that's it. And of course, by the way, we have some deployment plans. They're very, very comprehensive. You can take a look, you can learn a lot from those. But the better story is what we have released last week, which is now you can start moving your users from federation to cloud authentication in a staged manner. So now you can have yourself, maybe the other, your IT peer, and maybe you guys are trying, PHS or PTA with seamless SSO, for example, while the rest of the organization is not disrupted at all. They will keep authenticating using federation. And as you feel more confident, you can start moving and adding more users to that in a way that is controlled. And then you gain trust that your applications are fully supported. And then eventually, when you have gone to a certain threshold, you can do the cutover. Now you'll have a full environment in a cloud authentication. So now you will see this in the Azure portal, in the Azure AD Connect Blade. You'll find this stage rollout of cloud authentication. There's this new option that where you will be able to enable that feature. And when you do that, it's super simple. Basically, you choose what's the method that you want to exercise as cloud authentication. And when you do that, then you will be able to add membership of users and groups to that membership, right? So in this particular case, for example, it's password hash sync on. And then any user that belongs to that membership will start authenticating using the cloud. Same thing with pass-through authentication. This is, again, the connector that you deploy on premises. And then it's either password hash sync or pass-through authentication. Again, you can add users to that. And then seamless single sign-on is this option that you can set on top of PTA or PHS that will allow you to give single sign-on experiences to your users, especially if your users are in Windows down-level devices, Windows 7, Windows 8.1 domain join devices, or if you haven't followed our recommendation for Windows 10 devices, if those are not hybrid Azure AD join devices, then you could benefit from seamless single sign-on. But of course, we want you to move to hybrid Azure AD join. That's the best of best worlds for devices. So instead of me talking and talking, actually let's go and see a demo.
Hey, this is on. Can you guys hear me? Great. So let me switch. Not switch yet?
Yeah.
Oh, OK. There we go. How many of you guys want to see a real demo? Real, working one. No non-working. We got a few demo crashes this week, so hope this works. How many of you attended the pre-day? So you guys have already seen this. Again? OK, so as Jairo mentioned, pretty straightforward. It's going to take you less than 30 minutes to get this up and running. Talk to your manager, put him in this group. He should be the first one. He should get this cloud authentication experience. But remember, there's some prereqs that you have to go through for each of these, be it PTA or PHS. And we have documented the prereqs here. So if you click on this, we've got an entire doc. Yes, that's me. Entire doc that is set up, scenarios you should be using it, precautions you should be taking before you turn this on, right? So I've turned on password hash sync. Remember, when you add a group here, it should not have more than 200 users initially. Well, why would it be called stage rollout if you had more than 200 users? Not exactly. The reason we didn't allow more than 200 users there is the UX is going to time out if you try to enumerate all of it at once. So first caveat, when you add a group here, ensure it's either empty or has a few users only. Second, do not put a nested group. So we do not allow nested groups to be added here. Again, precaution. Do not add contact objects. We'll block you anyways. So you try and add it. We give you a nice message right here saying, error message, remove. If it's a nested group, we'll say it's a nested group. So once you add a group here, you actually don't even have to come back here. You can just go back to the group. It could be an on-prem group or cloud group. We recommend to use a cloud-based group. It's a lot faster. You don't have to wait for the sync to complete. So that's the group I've added. Before that, let's look at the current experience for a federated user. I'm going to try John Doe. This guy didn't work during our pre-day demo. That's because I was using a wrong username. So today, you would be taken to ADFS, right? ADFS page, and what's that other provider? Okta page, or login, one login page, or whatever your federation provider is. Now, let's add the same user to the stage rollout group. So this is the group that I've used for stage rollout. And those two users that you see there, they're already stage rollout. So they would not go to ADFS. In case this takes longer, we'll try with those groups. You can add any number of users. But remember, the whole idea of using stage rollout is to add a small set of users. Test with those users. Take their feedback. Is something broken? Do you have an application that does not behave properly with cloud authentication. We've had 100 customers who tried this during private preview. We didn't get not even a single application that did not work. Why? Because it's all SAML, it's all OpenID Connect. If you want to do on-prem, Windows integrated authentication, we support it using seamless single sign-on. OK, so John just got added. Usually it takes a minute, but since we are at Ignite, well, the demo gods sometimes don't really appreciate us showing good demos. So we might still go back to ADFS, but usually it's just within a couple of minutes. One more caveat. Now, when you add groups from on-prem, remember, you have to wait for that group membership to kind of get updated in cloud. And then we have to kick in this background process to go and tag users to be enabled for stage rollout. So what do we do in the background? The first time you enable a group for stage rollout, we actually enable your tenant to be enabled for stage rollout. That's how we do the check. So anytime you go to Azure AD for authentication, if the tenant has been enabled for either PHS or PTA, we signal saying, hey, wait a minute, this tenant is enabled for stage rollout. Second, we check whether the user has been enabled for stage rollout. So the tenant could be enabled for stage rollout, but I don't have any users in that group, so I do nothing. I just send you back to your federation. But if the user is enabled for stage rollout, then I have to make that decision. So Azure AD looks at what features enable. If it's PHS, it obviously looks for the credential, which is the hash. Remember, password hash sync has to be enabled before you do PHS stage rollout. Otherwise, Azure AD is just going to say unknown username, or bad password, because it does not have the credential. So let's go back and test this user now. Are you guys expecting it to go to ADFS? Well, if it goes, we'll try again. Yes, it did not. So there you go, pretty straightforward. Within less than a minute, I was able to move a user into doing cloud-based authentication without any effort. Now, you could do this with tens, hundreds of users. I had a customer who did not use this for testing. He actually used it to move all his users using stage rollout. And then when 20,000 users were stage rollout, he's like, OK, now let me do the cutover. So let's go back to the, so that's the demo. Any questions?
So
right. So the question is, what is the final step if you use stage rollout to move all users to cloud-based authentication? Yes, you still need to do the cutover, which we just showed you, either Azure AD Connect or the PowerShell. This is to just tell Azure AD that the domain is no longer federated and it's in managed. OK, good question. So were you part of the private preview? OK, so during private preview, we did not have the UX. We had some PowerShell stuff which you could use to do this. We still have the PowerShell option. It's the link on the document is kind of broken. I think we need to fix that. So you could still do the same thing using PowerShell, possible. But once it's either PowerShell or UX. You don't have to do both. Once you do the cutover, before you do the cutover, you could remove everyone from stage rollout and then cutover, but that means then everyone just goes back to federation. However, you could just do the cutover. Once everything is good, then you could remove or disable stage rollout. So
Jitesh, actually before switching, could we see maybe audit logs or signing
Oh,
logs?
yes, absolutely. I'm sorry.
The other really interesting part of that.
OK. So if you've enabled users for stage rollout, you could also check whether the user has gone through the process of being staged rollout. Remember, I told you in the background, we mark a user for stage rollout. So I just added John, and you can see in the audit log, it says add user to feature rollout, which is nothing but stage rollout. And it also tells you the user that we added and what option was used. So seamless SSO, password authentication, or password hash sync. Now, whichever you've configured, that's what is going to happen to the user who is being marked for stage rollout. This is one. We do the same even when you remove a user from stage rollout. So it's not like you enable a user for stage rollout and you can't roll back. So you remove the user from the group, and he just goes back to Federation. So back to square one. You could also see whether the user who is signing in is using stage rollout. So did we sign in that user? I didn't, but I could sign in this user. OK. So what I want to show you is any user. We have this cool new tab called Authentication Details. And we tell you what method was used to sign in. And if it's a staged rollout user, you will see PHS staged rollout or PTA staged rollout. So since I just signed this user in, it's going to pop up, probably say, in a couple of minutes in the sign-in logs, you would see that this user signed in, and you would be able to look at what method was used to sign in.
So I want to say that to your question of private preview, one of the this was actually one of the features that we were waiting for to release the public preview, the audit logs and the signing logs. With that, you will be able to track the progress of your rollout. You can take your signing logs, for example, and create a workbook out of that, and we will be adding those for GA. And you can do basically all analysis and make sure that everything is running OK. So for example, you could have a user that is in a stage rollout. You could see that whether all signing logs, none of them are really falling into a Federation signing, because some of the, so there are a couple of considerations, and I'm switching back to the slides, and especially the second one, domain hint is not supported, which means that if an application is explicitly sending domain hint, Azure AD, given that it doesn't know what that user is and whether the user is or not in a stage rollout, Azure AD will do the acceleration to a DFS or to the Federation system. Therefore, that application won't enjoy from that cloud authentication. Once you do the rollover to the default method, tenant-wide, then you will have that. But just have that in mind when you are in that progress. As you see the signing logs, you could see some of those conditions. And then just to close on this, just go and try this out. It's super simple. You can enable it. By enabling it, there's nothing that really is happening until you add a user. So just try 1, 2 users, check it out, and with that, build your cloud authentication strategy. A question right there.
Yeah, so the question is, do you have to enable password hash sync for all users? The answer is yes, because password hash sync is still not an option that you could do user-wise. It is a, tenant-wise setting, yeah.
That's right, good question. Another question here.
If you the question is if you're using express route and conditional access, does it by? Remember, this is an authentication scenario, right? So express route really doesn't come into picture because this is either on-prem or you're sitting on the intranet or the extranet to authenticate. So cloud-based authentication, Azure AD is available across our data centers, across regions, so you just authenticate anywhere you're coming from.
Thank you so much. We'll be here if you have any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you.